Okay, so now we are live on YouTube. So good morning, everyone. My name is Yasmin, and today we'll guide this conversation. So Talk and Talk is a platform where we can come to communicate in English, Spanish, French, Italian, and we are here to help you and not to judge you. So we don't correct each other while we are talking. So feel free to make mistakes here. And let's start the conversation, but first introducing ourselves. So Katiana, can you start?
Yes. Hi, guys. My name is Catiana. I'm 39 years old. I live in Vitória, Espírito Santo. I am an engineer. I work in the engineer areas. I think it is 16 years. I completed this year, and now I work with new projects in the oil and gas sector. Supporting the decisions about SMS, Safety and Health Engineer, in the new projects in the oil and gas company in Brazil. I'm married. I have a little daughter. My daughter is almost 6 years, and I love running. I love swimming, and I love and enjoy the space in the city outside my home. And I think it's these little things about me. I I completed 1 year in TALKNTALK in last April, and I think I every day I improve my skills in English in this space. It's very important for me because here I have space for speaking and improve this kind of skills. And these skills is very important in my job today.
Very good. And congratulations for 1 year here. I think it's difficult, yeah, to keep studying every day during 1 year. So you worked really hard, and that's nice. So my name is Yasmin. I'm 21 years old. I live in São Paulo with my parents and my grandmother. I have 3 cats. In my free time, I love to enjoy the space and the city too, as you said, because I work from home. So when I can go out, it's always good. So someone else is coming. So let's see. I will share the questions again. Bianca is coming. And then we can, okay, so I think we can start with the first question. Have you ever ended up in a place you never expected to be?
Ended. I
Yeah, like you were, I don't know, maybe you were walking and then you arrived at a place that you were not expecting to be there.
Yes, yes. It's a interesting question, and because I think it's for everyone. It's usually you go for the space where you know every time. For example, the same pizzeria, the same restaurants, and sometimes when you go for the one a new space, you you have a possibility for uh, know about a very know a good restaurant, for example, discovery a new good restaurant. And yes, I have this experience, and I think it's very interesting because it's not common for the humans. For example, it's more easier go to the same place every day, to the same way every day, and do the things similar every day. And yes, I think it's very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, like sometimes when I go out with my friends, we usually do this like, oh, we are going to a place and then we change. Yeah. So I think this is really good. And hello, Bianca, how are you? Can you hear us? Bianca, are you there? We can't hear you. A gente não consegue te ouvir. Maybe, I don't know if she's having a problem, but it's okay. So I think it's really what you said. Like when you have this opportunity to know new places, it's always good. And do you remember the last time you ended up in a place that you were not expecting?
Yes, I think it's 2 months ago in my city when I born in Santa Teresa, in the Mital country. Interior é countryside,
Countryside, yeah.
countryside in of Espírito Santo. My husband driving for one new road and and discover a very beautiful place with a good restaurant, bakeries, and other things. It's a very beautiful space in the city, and I'm no, I'm it I am I never stayed in this place because I every time I go to the other road with the other way, and I don't choose this way, and it's interesting because the place it's very beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I am a little afraid of like going to a place and maybe in other road in other way because I always think that I don't know something will happen if I change the way.
Yes,
So
it's because, for example, if you choose it's because I think your mind thinking if I choose the other way, it's dangerous. Because, for example, in Rio de Janeiro, if you are choose a way and you don't know about this way, it's dangerous because some places it's very dangerous. And I think if you don't uh, if you don't if it's a safe place, it's possible for you do different choose different ways.
yeah, yeah, I think that this is important to try new things. But like when we are used to do like the same, it's always difficult, right?
Yes.
And going to the next, where do you think you will end up living in the future? Like, where do you think you will live in the future? Maybe another country, another city? How do you
Wow.
imagine?
I speak with my husband about this topic 30 minutes ago because yes, in the future I have my family and I have plans for living in the other country, probably expand or USA, and because of this, my husband and I study a lot, and I study English because I think with English it's more easier for choose a good job in other city. And yes, I have this kind of plans, my family and I in the future. And you, Yasmin?
Yeah, I don't see like myself living in a place, in a specific place. Like I have a dream to have a motorhome and travel. So I think I see myself like living, traveling for all the places that I can. So, but maybe like stay in a country for 3 months and then go to another. So, yeah, I don't know.
You work with in IT area?
No, I work with like English classes.
Oh, it's possible for you because now after after this pandemic, it's possible for you do the English classes online during the day, and it's possible for you do these things around the world. It's more
Yeah,
Yes, it's more difficult in my case. For example, I am engineer. I need a CREA. It's the number of register for working. And in the other countries, it's not. It depends of the country, but it's not possible for me working in the engineer area. And because of this, I study English. I study about developer, Python, and the other things because in the future I have plans for working in the IT area because it's more easier for uh, working remotely or working the other places. But with a teacher English, it's possible.
yeah, I think maybe just one thing that it would be difficult is the like the time, the hour that it's different in some places, but I think it's totally possible too. Mm.
Yeah.
And so, have you ever ended up doing something you never thought you would do? Like something, oh, I maybe you said to yourself, oh, I will never do this, and you did it.
Uh, I'm a mother, and in the past, when I don't have kids, I thought every time, oh, my kids never do these things. I never do this kind of things. And now, for example, if my daughter make a big pirraça, I don't remember pirraça in the supermarket, I see, and I don't do anything. I see my daughter, and I said, I speak with you at home. In the past, I I I I remember. I said, no, it's not possible. What this mother do? Dessa criança tá enlouquecendo, e se jogando, lambendo o chão. But now, for me, I do the same thing.
Yeah, yeah. I have a cousin that she has two children, and I was at the supermarket with her, and one of the guys they started to cry a lot and to tell, oh, I want this, I want that, and she said, oh no, but she like he kept crying a lot, and I said, oh my god, will you do nothing? And she said, no, let him cry and that's okay. So yeah, I think it's difficult to.
I think when do you understand uh, the kids don't die because of this, and it's necessary for the kids to understand it's not possible for you pay for everything in the supermarket. You have a schedule, you have a planning for to do. And I think now after have kids, I understand this, but in the past I judge the other mothers, and now I'm not judging more because I think you impose limits for your kids.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's important to show them what you can and what you can't do, and it's something hard, but I think it's totally possible. And I was trying to think about something here. and I really don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to think about something that I do nowadays that I didn't do in the past, and maybe I said that I will not do. Maybe I don't know, maybe with like social media, that in the past I I thought, oh, these people showing everything that they are doing, it's not nice to do this, and nowadays I do the same, you know. Like I'm always publishing the things that I'm doing. So I think this is something that I do nowadays, and in the past I told that I would never do. So, and is there more things that you do nowadays, and in the past you said, oh, I will never do this?
I, I now I don't remember, but I think when you have a kid, você cospe para cima o tempo todo. And I don't know how I explain these things in English, but it in the past, for example, I thought, no, when I have a kid, I don't use cell phone. And now my day, it's very crazy. And I need, for example, I need to go to the bedroom, put the key in the door for, see, for example, sometimes my cell phone with a silence because the kids every time, mom, 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 mom. And in the past, I said, no, I never do this thing. And now, yes, I do this thing.
Yeah, yeah. My mother always say that when you become a mother, you will never be alone, because every time someone will be like calling you. Yeah, and yeah, I was thinking about like the our work. Like in the past, I always said, oh, I will not spend my money with like bullshit, with fully things. And nowadays I do this, you know. So yeah, I think this is something that when we don't work, we think about, and maybe the opposite too. I always said, oh, I will buy everything that I want when I work, but it's not like this. Things are expensive, and now I know this.
Yeah. I think I think now in the past I do the same things. I ever said no, I don't pay for the things and I don't use more now I change these things, but in the past I do the similar thoughts.
Yeah, and like talking about the weekends. How do you usually end up spending your weekends? Like, how did you spend your weekend?
Weekend. I usually I usually stay with my daughter every weekend, and because I work at home and I stay every week during the day at home. And for us, it's very important to do the other things outside my home because it's important to stay in the street with my daughter. And yesterday, for example, I stayed during the day in the parking uh, because in the park it's a very good, very a good programming for the weekend. You have different things in the for to do, and I stay during the day in the park with my daughter. And it's very good. It's very good because the feelings before this it's very good because you have a many trees, grama, it's field, and it's very good. I do the picnic with my daughter, my family, and my friends. It's different.
Yeah, I think it's really nice, like to do things out of our houses, and I really like to go to the park too. I think to have a picnic, it's always good. And yeah, like usually I spend my weekend at home doing nothing, so like just relaxing and sleeping. But this weekend I spent with my friends, going to the movies, going to a restaurant. So it was like different than the things that I usually do. And can you think about like a perfect weekend for you? How would it be?
It's a perfect week for a perfect week or weekend.
A perfect weekend.
Weekend. Or a perfect weekend. It's travel because I love travel. I love it. Travel for one city. Um, Next to Vitória, it's Pedra Azul. It's a beautiful place in the Espírito Santo. It's very beautiful. It's in the mountains. You have good restaurants. You have a beautiful space for visit. And yes, the perfect weekend is when I stay with my family in Pedra Azul. Because I love travel, and I think it's the perfect weekend includes travel.
Yeah, I totally agree with what you said. I think the perfect weekend is like this. It's traveling like with people that you love, yeah, with people that you know it will really good to be with them. So yeah, I couldn't agree more. And so going to the next one, talking about social media now that we are like all the time on social media. And will social media end up bringing people closer together or further apart? So you think that people will get closer or not?
I I I think social media is a trap because sometimes we speak a, a lot with many different people, but it's not your friend sometimes. It's a colleague, and you don't have a, and I think social media sometimes it's a trap because, for example, you have a 500 friends in the Facebook or in the Instagram, but not it's everyone your friend. For example, I have a 3 or 4 friends, very good friends, and I think it's social media sometimes distance the people because you very close in the social media, but sometimes you don't have topics for speaking when you stay in front of the people. And I think it's a trap. Now I use less so Instagram and Facebook because it's not a real life. Sometimes the people expose our life in these medias, and it's not a real life because everyone have problems in your life. Everyone need pay for the boletos. Everyone need have a problem with a kid. Everyone sometimes have problems with your boss or in your job. It's not a perfect life like in Instagram YouTubers life. And I think I think I don't see with a good eye the people who expose all your life in the Instagram, because I think it's not a real life. My friends, I speak with my friends every time in the WhatsApp, and in there I think it's more real because the people stay next to me. But in Instagram, the people like what you say, and sometimes it's a superfluous. It's not a conversa superficial.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And it's what you said, like sometimes we spend so much time talking with people or like on social media, and when we see this person like in person, you don't have topics to talk. And yeah, I think in this way it could be hard, but I don't know. I think sometimes we talk more on social media with some people, and with the other part we talk more like in person. Yeah, because I have friends that I don't talk on social media, but when we see each other in person, the friendship is the same.
Yeah,
So, and it's what you said. Like we don't post about the bad sides of our lives, just the good things. So everyone thinks that your life is perfect, and it's not. So are you like every day do you check your social media, or are you not like this?
I usually stay with my cell phone in the silence because I think it's more productive for me, and I choose 1 hour of the day. It's usually in the end of the day, and I see the Instagram. I don't. It's not part of my routine. See the Facebook because I don't. I think the Facebook it's ultrapassado. I don't remember these things, but I don't use more Facebook. I see more the Instagram. But the LinkedIn I see during the day. I love the LinkedIn because it's connect with a very interesting people in the same job or in the good companies around the world. And yes, with a LinkedIn, I stay during the day, see many different thoughts about when the other people publish. And yes, I don't see the Instagram, but I see the LinkedIn every moment.
Yeah, and for me it's difficult. It's like the opposite. Like I spend more time on Facebook than on LinkedIn. Like sometimes I forgot about the LinkedIn. So yeah, but it's what you said. I think the now older people use more the Facebook. I don't know why I think like this, but I maybe it's because I have many old people on my Facebook. So but like I have some friends that I can just talk to on Facebook too, so I have to talk with them. And like do you have other social medias that you like to check, or just like LinkedIn and Facebook?
No, I use more Instagram and LinkedIn. I don't use the other medias, and I don't usually Twitter, for example. And some I see my husband see many different uh, things in the Twitter, but it's not usually. I don't have account in the Twitter, And I see in the other countries, the Twitter is very stronger when you compare with Instagram or with Facebook. It's in the USA, for example, the Twitter, it's very strong.
Yeah. Yeah, and like you said about Twitter, and it's something that for me, Twitter is like a newspaper because it's like the first thing that I open when I wake up to see what is going around the road. And I know that for some people is the same, but I don't think that it's the right thing to do, yeah, because it's not it's not that everything there is totally true, but you know some news there. So before like global talks about this, if you go to Twitter, you will see this new.
Yes, yes. It's very common because now the medias, for example, the newspaper, the in the Globo, for example, you don't see many different kinds of notices. And in the Twitter, everyone speak. I think it's because in Twitter you have space. Everyone have space uh, for speak about many different kinds of things. And in the newspapers, the journalists choose the same thing every day.
Yeah, yeah. And do you have like a place where you check like the news, what is going on?
Uh, I- after the last election, I don't see the the notices in the journals because I think if you see, probably you crazy, you because I think the people, as pessoas enlouqueceram na última eleição because of the right and the left politicals. And I see in the sometimes I see the new things in the Twitter of my husband, but it's not usually because I'm not a very connected people, because I understand the importance about the news, but I'm not a person who it's possible for the news, for example, global, change my mind about a topic. And I see in the different newspapers uh, guia o pensamento das pessoas. And I don't I don't do space for these things in my life. I understand the importance about many different things, and I choose the right way every day. And I think something the I change my mind after I understand this, and especially in Brazil.
Yeah. Yeah, like I had a history teacher, and he always said that we can't believe in just one one newspaper. We need to watch all, like we need to watch SPT, Global, to see what is true, what is not, what we believe or not true. So and sometimes we just like read the first thing that appears on our screen, and we don't check in other places. Yeah.
Yes, it's this things it's very important because if you don't understand, if you want people say every day the same thing for you, and you don't have a capacity for learning more about one topic and choose your idea about this topic, I think it's possible for the newspapers, the televisions, and the journalists put your one idea in your mind. They are full these things all your life.
Yeah, and I know that like some people, I saw this like during the elections, because some people they ask for someone, oh, who will you vote for? And the person say, and they say, oh, okay, I will vote in the same person. But this person didn't like look for search for this person to see. So I think it's important to have your own opinion too, to make like some decisions.
Yes, I think it this kind of thing it's very important.
Yeah, it is. And talking about like social media, we can relate to artificial intelligence too. And do you think artificial intelligence will like make our lives easier or difficult?
Yeah, I think I use Chat GPT for something, and uh, for example, if I don't know about nothing about one topic, I speak with Chat GPT. Uh, say for me the interesting things about this topic, and I think it's the AI explain very superficial for you about one topic, but I think something it's a trap because I see many notices with IA, and something the IA te guia para o caminho errado. I don't remember these things in English, and I think if you have a idea about one topic, it's okay. You're using the yeah, yeah. But something I think it's possible a trap, and it's difficult for everyone use this this technology. But I think it's more now it's more usually, and I think in the future probably it's usually a lot because the many I see on news in last weekend speak about the IBM, and IBM I think create a IA, and this IA do the same things for the employees, and the expectation it's about 800 people losing your jobs with the IA, and I think 8.000 pessoas perderem um emprego with the AI, and I think it's it's difficult because the AI use the space of the humans.
Yeah, it's really difficult to think about this, because I saw that many people are losing their jobs. And I think that artificial intelligence are making like it is making people lazy, because we are depending on this technology to do the things. So maybe this is why many people are losing their jobs too, because they are using the artificial intelligence to help them, but they don't look for a way to learn more and more. So I think this is something important to always develop yourself to be better and to not be replaced for like an artificial intelligence too. So
In the
yeah.
past, I work in a factory, in a very old factory, and the company chose close this factory because understand it's the when every year this company put a very high um, um, money in this old factory and building a new factory with different technologies. You don't have humans in the middle of this factory. Everything it's with the machines and and close the old factory and open a new factory in the other state. And because understand it's more return more money with a factory who have a more technology, more efficient, don't have humans in the factory, and it's the world is changed a lot.
Yeah. And like the companies know that if they have people working for them, they will spend more money too because of the benefits. And I was remembering about a movie that is the Chocolate Factory. I don't know if you remember this movie that the guy works in a factory and then like he is fired because there is a robot that will do his job. So I think it's like a good movie because talks about this too. And,
I
and
understand this because the company where I work in the past put in the way 100 employers and open a new factory in the other state. It's a very sad moment because I'm working with an engineer in the safety and health area, and for me, after these things, I choose my mind. I now I use more technology because I understand in the future if you don't use technology in the engineer, in the medical, everyone needs thinking different because in the future if you don't understand about technology you don't have space for working in the future. It's not in 10 years, it's tomorrow because it's the technology it's in ever space now.
yeah, this is something important to like to think about because at the same time that I love technology, I hate, but I need to learn about these because if I want to keep working, I need to know more about technology and how to use technology to have like new opportunities or to to do new things too. And talking about this, do you think that I will skip to number 9? Will the increasing use of robots end up replacing human jobs or creating new ones? Do you think that it's possible to create new jobs because of the robots being used or not?
Or I think yes and no. Because, for example, if with a chat GPT, you create many different jobs now because you need people for do different things with this technology. But for the other hand, for example, you don't use more other mão de obra. You don't use other kinds of jobs because of ChatGPT create a new space. And yes, I see many news about this because, for example, in the in the in the agriculture, for example, you don't have people in the countryside more. People staying in the cities, and you don't have people for work with agriculture. And now you have a very big machines with robotic, and you have one man in one tractor. I don't remember tractor in English, and this man use many technology in this tractor. It's a good example because of this. But for the other hand, like my life, uh, you don't you lost 1,000 mil empregos. It's 100 1,000 jobs because and these people don't work in the same position during the life. And what do you do with these people? Because for with an old man or an old woman, it's very difficult understand about technology.
Yeah, I can see this like with my mother, what you said about like to the use of technology. And she's just like 40 years old, but some things she can't understand about technology. So it's really hard for her to understand and to use as like a job opportunity too. So I think this is something that it's a barrier for her to get a new job too. So it's really important to know about technology nowadays. And so, but do you think that it will make our lives easier in a certain way? Because I think it helps a lot to save time too. Yeah.
Yes, I think when you use technology, sometimes you have a space for do other things. Because, for example, you have robots for clean your house. You have a robot for do many things, and I think it's possible.
Yeah, very good. So that's it. So do you want to say something about this conversation?
No, no,
It's
it's a
okay.
good conversation. It's different.
Yeah, yeah,